Good morning, everybody. Just getting ready here for I don't even think I did that right. There you go. Will that work? Yes, it will. Good. All right. Now, as I'm getting everything ready, I do apologize. Fairly new to the Zoom world, and I'm getting things on board. You probably see a blank screen right now, or something on board to that effect. I'm answering emails as well. If you're trading today, it was a tough week last week. It's the end of the year blues with trading anything with the USD in it, and then of course into the beginning of the year with the NFP happening. A lot of people destroyed their bots through those holiday seasons. Everybody's looking for that beautiful, that beautiful bot that'll trade through adversity. And I'll talk about that here today as well. Now, one of the things that we have here, and I do beg your pardon, I'm all over the place. You'll probably hear me tone out a few times to blow my nose. I'm just getting the final version of this cold over. If most of you know, if you've gotten sick, I hope that you feel better. I am in the process of trading the market, of course, trading on Forex. Forex being a foreign exchange. So most of you know, I can spell investing.com correctly. We're going over to check the news here right now. Normally I check everything the night before, but it was a late night into trading and got a lot of things done, made some good money. Hang on one second. Had to pause for owner sneezing. All right, so let me get a shared screen here. There we go. Share screen. I'm going to do that. Excuse me. Here we go. Now, what news do we have today to kind of look at here? Nothing really in too much in the 9 o'clock area. Nothing too serious. Holy Jehovah Fats. All right, so not a lot actually to be too concerned with this morning. This is a little bit. And then things throughout the day. Nothing too big. Audio again with tonight. We'll have to steer clear of that in some movement. Make sure that we follow our trades, tighten our stops. Having a sneezing fit. All right, let me get back over to the whiteboard. Do some explanations of what's going on. As most of you know, trading Forex is risky, right? All the disclaimers, all that good stuff that everybody puts out there is there for a reason. Now, one thing that we do here at DexFX Copy Dex Trader Sorry, my sound didn't go. I tried to warn you guys. I'm sneezing. I'm having a allergy attack or some sort of sneeze fest that's happening here. One thing that we have decided is our most important process is to create content. And this content is in the form of good strategies and good EAs that do the job correctly. Now, when I mean correctly, let me give you some warning, okay? Some of you that are watching this are bot hounds, right? You're out there sniffing to try to find the perfect bot. Guess what, folks? It don't exist. I just unfortunately dealt with, and I'm going to give you a straight skinny here, okay? I hunt bots. I'm a bot hunter, right? I'm always looking for the perfect bot or a good bot. What does a good bot mean, right? What does a good EA mean? A good EA equals data, right? You probably heard me say this before. I'm a data hound. If you don't got data, it's no bueno. Okay? If the bot does not have data that you can either obtain, strategize to get, or see somebody testing with it, then don't even bother. If it doesn't have the availability to strategy test, right? If you can't strat test this thing, guess what? No bueno. Along with data and the ability to obtain the data, you have to know what the variables are. Okay? If you don't know what the variables are, again, guess what? No bueno. Don't use it. Don't mess with it. Hunting a bot out should always have, in a process of these variables, have the ability, if you do have them, if they do have variables, check, yay, right? They have the variables. You should always have the options to be able to adjust the lot size. So lot size, you should also be able to adjust your stop losses and your take profits. Get some of these bots in there that lock in those things that you can't change them, or they may not have them at all. If you're trading a strategy with no stop loss, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. The reason being is that you ever see the market plummet? See if I can find the chart real quick. I'm going to do a new share, and I share my desktop. Everything. You're going to see everything Max Farrell related here, so I do apologize. See anything weird? Not weird like in crazy weird. I mean weird like in a lot of stuff. Okay. Let me see if I can find the right one here. That's right. I test all bots. I look at all bots. I look at the Finch. I look at the Matrix. I look at all of them. And if I haven't found your bot yet, then it's because I already have and I don't want to bother with it. No, I can. Let's look to see if we can find. We got a lot of scenarios happening on this. Let me see if I can find a proper one here. That one looks good. Giant movement. I mean, like super movement. Move this thing out of the way. Yeah, you can get big movement like this, right? This is not tremendous amount. This is only like 50 pips. But this range that happened in a very short period of time, okay, 50-something pip jump. If you got a standard lot on there, holy crap, it's $500 movement in a relatively short period of time, in less than a day. So if you don't have a stop loss, if you're saying that, you know, hey, this thing's going up, everything's going up, yeah, it looks great. And then all of a sudden you're here, you're loving life. You're like, okay, you back up against this support or this resistance area, and then boom, you drop off $300 right there. So there's if you're not using a stop loss, like I said, you're a fool. Because the availability for the market to go against you, it's going to happen. That's no joke. It is going to happen. If you don't have the availability to use a stop loss to protect yourself, then how strong is that strategy really? it's not strong at all. Okay, so when looking for a bot, when trying to hunt out a bot, an EA, a strategy, you should have data. You should be able to strategy test it. You should be able to look at the variables. You should be able to change the lot sizes. You should be able to know what all these things are. Now I'm going to give some mad props out to some companies, right? Or one in particular, Rob Booker. Now the good thing is that you can also have too many variables, too much data. There's no specifics. It's too wide open. I mean, Rob Booker, lifetime, you buy into that thing for like $500-600 for a lifetime. Holy crap. You get a lot of stuff. I don't do what he does. I can't do what he does. I'm on the hunt for something more pinpoint to help my people make money. He's a legitimate dude. He's a really good trader. And if I were to get into any affiliate program, it would be his, but I don't. So if you're going to go over to robbooker.com, whatever, go buy his stuff. I did. To be honest with you, I did. And I'm testing it. I'm testing it as a viable system to our Dex FX copy system. Hell yeah. If that stuff works, then I'm willing to use it on any level possible to get my customers, my clients, my friends, my family, the money they deserve. You better believe it. And I'm testing all the variables. I strategy tested that thing back so many years, I think cavemen can make money with it. But I also test my own. I have my own bots. But we just recently came off of this one test. And we're still testing it. Don't get me wrong. We're still testing it. It's called the Matrix, right? Cute name. Matrix Ninja or something like that fact. Now the person, let me get a clear thing here. The person who had this kind of went against my own thing, because one of the other things to also look out for when you're finding a bot, right? And here's some hints for you. When looking for a bot, you're looking for that EA. Let's say it has all those things. It has the data, has the variables and everything else, right? No matter what it appears with on the front side, when it comes to the money, you better be able to protect yourself. Do not buy a bot with Bitcoin. You'll never see your money again. If anything ever happens, if it turns out to be a fake, you get something that wasn't what they had said it was, the only way you're going to get your money back is that if you dispute the money going over to the wallet, and that's going to be damn near impossible. So keep that in mind. If they don't have a PayPal link, if they don't have some sort of protection like to checkout or someplace that you can dispute if something goes wrong, then don't buy it. Very simple. Don't buy it. They don't have a website that you can go to that shows people to, or some sort of Facebook profile. They don't have some sort of connection with reality. You're just one step off of just fly to New York and buy some Rolex watches on the street. That's all you're really doing, is that you're trying to find a loophole in the game, and that it doesn't exist. You got to work hard at this process. So now we've talked about what to look for in a bot if you're hunting these bots out. And now you got the bot. Let's just talk about, now you got the bot. What do you do now? Well, if you don't already have the data, there's three things that you should always do with every EA. And the first one is test. Right? You got to test this thing. But what do you test on? Well, let me test it on the lowest amount of money I can on a live account. No, don't be ridiculous. If you buy an EA, if you buy a bot and you put it on a live account, you should be punched right in the face. Somebody should come up to you and just punch you straight in the face. Because that's what it's going to feel like when this thing fails for you. I was in a room, and here's where I was getting with my anecdote earlier. I was in a room with a group of people, great people, right? Everybody's so nice. when everything's going good. You know, the first couple of weeks, the bot's doing great. Prenuptials are set right. Everything's nice. Everybody's on board. Things starts losing. Everybody turns to devils. But I hear all these things. I lost all this money. I just got in last week and I lost all this money. Well, you're a fool. If you didn't test, I mean, how many of you would see a body of water and just go jump in? Didn't even investigate it. Didn't even look at it. He just jumped right in. Well, it depends on your location, what you're doing. If you're in Florida, Gatorville, man. So the point is that the first thing you should do is be testing. And if you don't have the ability to back test, then you got to at least do a process of forward testing. And forward testing is very easy, very, very easy. You set up the bot on a demo account. And on that demo account, you then attach that demo account from your MetaTrader 4 to my effects book. Wish I had the effects on right now. Okay. And you attach it to this system. This is third-party tracking. It's shebang. Why? Because this process is huge, because you need to have the availability to summarize how well your bot's done. If your bot uses 4 pairs, let's just say it uses 4 pairs. Okay, we're going to talk about the EU, maybe the yen. Let's just say these are the pairs, right? And you're just going off trading and doing whatever willy-nilly. You never know what these pairs are doing and how well they're doing. You could see that maybe the EU's doing, I don't know, 65%. Now remember, percentages don't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things, because a percentage could be low if the risk to reward value is different, right? All these could have different risk to reward values. There's so many variables in this little scenario that's not even funny. Okay? But you got to start somewhere. Okay? And let's just say that these are your scenarios. Well, if you were trading live, right? If you were trading live, this would be your success or failure, however you would deem it. What we do is that we create a scenario of filtering. Is that we have one account that tests the bot in its glory, right? Which means that we don't alter the information. We just put it on every pair we think, or that it says that it runs on, and we use that process. Okay? We use that process to filter out to a live account. Okay? That, hey, the GU doesn't work so well. So filter out anything with the GU. Don't take anything, take all the rest of the stuff. Anything that's a GU, forget it until we say so. So then on this MT4, you would only have it on these 3 pairs instead of these 4 pairs. Or if you were using our copier service, you could easily do that as well with our stuff, because we filter all of our stuff. Everything's filtered. Every single one of our strategies, even from me manually trading, because we have a couple of them. Every single one of them has its own filter, right? Even I do, because here's the thing. I trade live to this demo account, right? Or I trade in a live fashion to this demo account that creates the filter that sends to my live account. Now, I know that sounds weird. Well, why would I continue to trade the Great Britain pound USD? I don't trade if the GU is doing bad for me. Would I still trade it? And the answer is yes, because I don't trade like a bot does. I trade to scenario. And my scenario yields me good success for a certain reason. Okay? But we'll talk about that later on here. There's going to be a pretty good webinar today. We have a lot of information out for all of you. So I trade to here, and then my EA copier system copies it to my live account. If you don't know about us, check us out at Dex Effects Copy. It's DexEffectsCopy.com. We originally just went live. Last month we had offered a bunch of people to come on that were already part of our Simply Forex network. If you're unsure of that, that's over at dextrader.com. Teaches you how to trade, how I'm trading live. Dextrader.com. Okay, you could buy it over there. A little bit of expense, right? We've got payment systems, all that kind of good stuff. If you're not trading live and learning how to do all this, because this is a lot of stuff, hunting strategies, hunting EAs, hunting all that stuff, making sure it works, why don't we just do it for you? Let's just be real. The bots will trade for you. You can follow my trades as well. I want to jump back to a previous point. One of the points of the EAs and what these folks were doing was that there were so many of them in this room losing money on live accounts. They should have been in there testing and doing. I'm going to go back to sharing my screen here on my desktop because I'm going to show you a few things here. This is the bot that I was talking about, the Matrix. And it started to do really, really bad. The reason being is because it throws a lot of trades on. You can see it throws a lot of trades on, and if it goes against it, now these trades have been on for a long time. These have been on for a very long time, more than, let me see, back on since the 28th of last year, 26th. Okay, the 26th of December. Now, we might have an opportunity that it will yield back around, but everybody else has seen this as failure because they've gotten out. And the bot hasn't really done too bad. Okay, it's lost $400 in this account. But it's done pretty good when you know the rules, when you know what to expect and what not to expect. Right? So the point being is, when do you succeed the bot being a loser or a winner or what have you? Well, I don't really see this bot as a loser yet. I see it in a big drawdown. But you have to know how to set the parameters at that point. If you haven't set the parameters correctly, okay? If you haven't set the parameters correctly and know about the percent, because you could have set percentages, you could have set a whole bunch of stuff. And I just took it straight out of default. It's pretty crazy, right? Now, another strategy that we use, this is my live trading process that I use. And I use this in a format of what I refer to as the Simply Forex process, which uses a handful of indicators and a lot of experience. And that experience comes from, guess what? Taking a strategy and following it to its hill. So what I do is that I wait for certain moments in time, not crossovers, not events. There's some certain crossovers or certain things that happen, but I look at the market value of where everything is at, right? I use a little bit of movement to get into trades, and I validate levels, my support and resistance areas, okay? I validate this entire process, and I get into trades. Now, when I do that, when I do finally get into a trade, I monitor the process. You see, I'm not into any trades right now. And we started with this live, this portion of it here, and me trading on this account and trading to that process, and we've made $10. Oh, by the way, that's 100 pips, by the way, because I'm using 0.01. So this is 24 hours. This is 100 pips. It's not even 24 hours. It started last night when the market started. So from last night to this morning, 100 pips. You can see this, right? 38 pips, 33 pips, 14 pips. Remember, I'm using 0.01. That's a micro lot, okay? 17 pips, 10 pips, 19 pips. Did I have losses? Absolutely. Of course I had losses. Of course I had losses. 9 pips, 10 pips, 16 pips. Oh, wait, no, that was a win. 6 pips, 6 pips. Because the reason is that I set the momentum of my trades. I'm looking at very short movements. Because if I notice the movement happening, it's a quick, easy find to know that the movement's going against me, right? If I were to say, okay, this is my movement up because we're in a downtrend, I'm not going to take an up movement against me, but what I am going to look is that once it finally gets to exhaustion or to a point, I'm going to say, I'm going to get in right around in here. And if I get in here, where do I know that it's gone wrong for me? Well, since this is also moving in a downtrend, if it breaks this line right here, then I know that it's going against me. And what is that? That point's only about, what, 20 pips, 30 pips. So I could put a stop loss up here. Neither does it take very much. We're looking at hindsight 2020. Okay. Then I put my take profit a little bit further down. I have to go back and look at other parts of that market. In this particular scenario, it's not what we're really talking about. And then what happens if I get into a trade? Let me see if I can find one of them on the screen here. Let's look at this one here. Let's look at the Euro Great Britain pound. And this was gotten in last night at 7:36. Right around in this area right here, right hit off. Okay. So right about there. Okay. And got into this trade. Let me pull this up here. Okay, right here. And we set the stop loss. You can see we set stop losses, remember? We set stop losses and take profits. Well, the take profit wasn't set, but the stop loss was. And we set that at 88.45. 88.45, which is okay, because that's why I moved it up. That's why. I was like, wait a minute. But when we first set the stop loss, it was up here. Okay. So we were getting in right around at 64. You see that, 88.64. So we got in right here because we knew that we were going to be in a downtrend. Put a stop loss up here. Kind of went against us a little bit. Then as it started to go, I kept moving the stop loss down. I took that stop loss, started to chase that trade. Then eventually I had to stop because I was a little too tired. So I just put it out there. And then this morning I moved it around and got out. Now, all that movement, all that work to get to that point, to get to these pips, didn't take me much at all. But learning how to do that comes with experience, knowing the business. And then, of course, this transferred over to this account, which then put that same amount of money. Now, this doesn't have a very large amount of live money in it. And you can kind of see $3, $3, $1.60, $8, $1.19, or $1.90. There was a loss from the 60 cents to 21. But they're using the same beat 0.1. I'm not really putting a lot. Could I easily change the lot size? Absolutely. What was made today? Let me see Let me show you what was made in the last 24 hours on that system from those trades that we made last night. No, that's not it. It's from the 20th. Oh, history. Nope. Custom period. So weird. Why is it 220? Oh, okay. I see. Let's do custom period. Last 3 days. Okay. No, it's so weird. It's using the money from before. Very odd. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see. Let's see if I can manually do it. Started there. It's 40 cents. Yeah, about 12 bucks was made at that time. I had a lot of closeouts. Oh, that's why, because it was within that time period. That's why, because all these closed out on the 8th. These are ones that I closed out from the bot that wasn't working so well. And I made a grievous error and I closed the whole bot out and it closed all the trades out with it. I thought the trades would stay live on it, but it didn't. But either way, I'm transparent. It's okay. And then lastly, we have our other bots that are running on our system over here. I have multiple VPSs, so please bear with me. Let's get to here. Is this the one? Yep, here it is. Our lovely little bot, the Simply Forex. This one's trading right now. Looks like we had a close. Do we have a closeout? Yeah, we did. Now this one trades with a little higher fraction on it. It uses a mini lot. Let me see if this one's going to. Let's look at the custom period. Let's look at today. Okay. Yeah, so today it made 69 bucks so far since last night. That's 69 pips, by the way. And we got about $1.40 running on. Now, what I do is that I try to leave this bot alone. I don't want to touch the bot. I don't want to move numbers around. It's so easy for me to try to move the numbers around or try to move the stop losses around, but I don't do that. This one is set with a process of using the same mentality, but setting the stops and the losses and the take profits at a level that I know that they'll do well. It's it in a nutshell. You understand? Because I don't want this thing to be, a bot should be a bot that trades on its own and has its own reasonings. So this is what it really comes down to, is to be able to, the bot definitely should be able to trade on its own to do its thing. If you don't see a stop loss on this, is because it's right at break even right now. It moved itself up. See if I can see. There it is right there. In all actuality, that stop loss would be right up here. And you can see easily that there's a method to this process. You see easily where the stop was at, and that this is more than an R, a little bit more than an R1, so it's like R1 to 1.5, right? And if it loses, you know, hey, you know, that's the process. I'm going to move this back down to where it was. It was zeroed itself out after a certain period of time. Because that's one thing. I'm going to not try to beat a dead horse when trying to get a pair. The market does go up and down. And if you can find that momentum of market of where the exhaustion is, and you can withstand the drawdown of trading, then you win. Long-term investors are long-term investors. What's the difference between a 5-minute chart and a daily chart? Yeah. If you look at the market on any particular trade, any particular system, it's how can you withstand that drawdown? How can you withstand from the daily look, right? If I put, it doesn't look any different if you didn't know I just switched that over to a daily, right? It's not like the bars are bigger. Bars look sort of the same size on a 15-minute chart as they do on a daily chart. But watch this. If I do from one peak to another, from this peak to this peak, it's 35 pips. I go to a daily and I go this peak to this peak, it's 252 pips. You understand? So your perspective and your trading prowess will only be as good as the platform that you do. You can't obtain a long-term trading perspective from a short-term mentality. If you want quick profits, stay down in the lower intraday processes. But if you're in for the long haul, you can't apply your $250 account balance to a 319 pip margin and movement. You can't do it. This doesn't mean that this is the exhaustion of the market, because you can pull back a little bit and see what it really is. What is it really? How can you withstand this kind of movement over just about 1,000 pips, or even from one that's all the way down here, 1,700 pips? Where if you were on a 15-minute chart, that's still 76 pips. How could you withstand that? Could you withstand that? So in keeping in mind all this process, you have to find what works for you. And once you find it, you have to trade it like a banshee. But not until you test and not until you work all that stuff out. Now, don't think that I'm selling you on this process of, hey, over at DexFX, everything is peachy golden and you don't have any work to do. You just set and forget it. Yeah, there's stuff that you can set and forget and you can kind of walk away, and there's certain checks and balances in place. Like if your EA goes off, and we'll see that notion that we'll be writing you and telling you, hey, look, your EA's off, something happened, your computer turned off or what have you. You need a VPS. Listen, I found out a long time ago. That you have to find the tools for people to be able to use. Oops. There we go. So I made a deal with GoDaddy and I get everything at cost. Yeah, that's right. I don't make any money on this. And any money I do make goes into our Trade It Forward program. Excuse me. You need a VPS, simply enough, right here. VPS, 29 bucks. Oops, sorry, wrong one. That was a Linux one. 39 bucks. Now, why is it 39 bucks? And why isn't it like $10 like you see on other estate program stuff out there, right? Why is he charging $39? Because this is a real VPS. This is not somebody bought a blade at one of these companies and are selling micro positions on that blade, and then you can run one MetaTrader 4 barely at it, but they have to recycle it once a week because some idiot's on there trying to put his whole world on it. This thing runs, and it's a beast. And why is it a beast? Why does it need to be so girthy? Well, your money's on it. Your time is on it. The things you need to be able to test. You need one MetaTrader for running the demo, one MetaTrader for running the live account. Just those two alone would kill any of those other servers. So why are you messing around with all that other BS? This same server would cost you $59 on GoDaddy a month. Plus it's managed. If you didn't want to manage it, if you didn't want to pay all the management stuff, look, you knock 10 bucks off of it. Self-manage, knock 10 bucks off. Oh, yeah, because we got it locked in for a year at that point. It's for 12 months, but I don't play those games. Watch, if I just go like that, there it is, 29 bucks. Knock 10 bucks off it, manage it yourself. It's very easy to do. If you buy this system, I'll show you how to do that with training inside DexFX Copy. Mm-hmm. How to manage your own VPS inside that system. Oh, yeah. We got it. So how do you buy into this thing? How do you get into DexFX Copy and get started? Simply go to DexFXCopy.com and hit get started. I don't think I can make shit easier. That simple. $250. I know. It's a one-time fee. It's a one-time fee. That's right. You don't have, there's no reoccurring monthly fee without profit. I know I said that out loud, didn't I? I said that out loud. There is no monthly fee without profit. That sounds weird. What does that mean? Well, all results may vary, and we only charge you when those results are in the positive. That's right. You have to be in profit. Profit. And how do we know if you're in profit? Well, our system will tell us. That's right, because the account that you attach to it, our system will say, hey, look, this is the account that if you switch accounts and you mess around and you do all that stuff, once you pick an account, we lock it on until you change the demo. You got to call us. It's work to do. It's things you got to do. But if you make $1,000, we have a 20% process. We look at the account. How many pips did we send you? What was the profit margin you were using? So if you're using, and this is why we do this, because we want to make it fair. We know that some of you don't have $1,000 or $4,000 or $10,000 to put into an account. We know you might be starting with $500 to $1,000, right? I can't legally suggest what you put in there. I want to say if you start with those kind of things, you're looking at similar results of $50 to $100 to maybe $300 a month. It doesn't seem like a lot of money to make. But then if you're doing that, the guy that's got 4,000 is the risk and there's all that, and we're really making the money and we're putting the money on in the process. This is subjective. This is nothing compared to what he's making. But what happens with you guys? Why should you pay the same fees as this dude? There's more risk on both of our sides to make it right. You're using less risk. You try to pay the same fees, this guy's going to pay, if he made, let's just say he made $3,000 this month. Right? He'd be paying $600. Well, $600 to you would wipe you out because your account's only at $500. But maybe you only made $300. There you go. Got what I'm saying? Now, we don't attach to your account and take the money directly from you. We have a little bit of an honor system. And that means we validate the account. We make sure that it was real money, not demo money. And then we send you an invoice. And we say, okay, here you go. And you tell us if you want to pay us or not at that point. You decide not to, you check off your system and say, thank you very much. Have a good day. You've made your money for the month. Goodbye. We turn it off. If you don't pay us, it's the way it goes. I'm not going to come to your house. I'm not going to chase you around. I don't got time. Our servers have a certain amount of space on each one for the process. And it's usually about 50 people. We're coming close to this one being served up. Now I can add a chain on to that one and make this 100 people. But I need 50 people in this server making money first. Okay? That's what it comes down to. Now, excuse me as I go and I'm going to go look and see if I can find some trades to jump onto and have a look. You're welcome to join me, but you have no choice. I'm going to drag you along with me. I'm going to cycle through my trades, my process right now. Validated news, there's nothing on board right now. Neutral. Let's see, RDJPY. This process is very simple when you know what you're about to do. put that down just a little bit. Yeah, right about there. Right there. Okay. Euro USD. Everybody's like, well, should you be showing people this process? Well, this is a simply Forex process. So if you end up following it and saying, hey, I just figured it all out, congratulations. It's all good. It's all good. I use our proprietary system of support and resistance lines. That's what all these lines are. Probably blown out of your mind. It's not a lot of lines, still enough lines. But knowing what they are, missed that one. I was talking too much. All right, here we go. Here's another one, which is the Euro GPY. Now, if you notice, as soon as I go in, I don't put a stop loss on, but then I carry this thing up and I'm on board. That's a good bounce off right there. I'm going to lower this one down. Right about there. Let's get over to the Great Britain pound USD. And I'm looking for, oh, that's why, because it's right there. I didn't see this. I'm looking for convergence as well. If the euro is going down, Euro USD is going down, USD JPY better be going sort of in an up position. So I'm on a sell right now when you look. Yep, on sell. Don't really like that. Yeah, so I'll bypass those three. That's good for now. Now, I'm in profit on the Audi JPY. I'm going to start looking at, because he's got some quick movement. On this particular pair, too, I'm looking at a bounce off right here. This could have been just a quick 3 or 4 pip move. Doesn't take much. Doobie doobie doo. Like watching paint dry. If it blows past this, come on. So what I look for is that movement right here. You see where it kind of came down, bounced off, hit off the top. If it penetrates through here, I'll end up moving this take profit out and moving it down and then chasing this thing. I would have liked to obtain it. I think I did get an Audi GPY earlier. I would have liked to have gotten it up here. I didn't get one earlier in that process. Let's go have a look over at our Simply Forex. What's it like? Simply Forex is still trading. It's got Great Britain pound USD on it still. Let's go have a look at it. Yeah, kind of pushed that margin a little bit, didn't it? But again, I'm not here to manipulate this process on the Simply Forex, which I probably did earlier. I probably moved that. And our account's still up, $68 for the day. Not bad. All right, so let me get back over to the whiteboard. If you're watching this, you know that we already have dexfxcopy.com, and that is all about taking the copier service of our bots, okay, and Maxx. Now, And we have multiple bots that are trading and multiple opportunities. We have one that's active right now. And we have the second with me trading. So everything I just did right there, you would have gotten in the same ones as well, right? And how this works is that I go to my MetaTrader 4, which I just did, which is on a demo account. That's right. I still demo it. Not because I'm afraid of trading live directly, but it's stupid to do so. You should have filtered out what works and what doesn't work already. I start out the mentality of trading at 0.01, letting my live account trade at the same on the one that trades from this trading live with Maxx, the same one. But later on, I'm still always trading in the 0.01 factor, but this might be 0.04. And I let that go to my live account. Yay. Now, what should you do? How should you progress with using DexFX copy from this point? Do you let it go to your live account or demo it first? That's right, a demo account. There should be no reason you're testing this thing on a live system as soon as it comes over. That's why we give you a month. We give you a month to start out to get stuff going on. No payments, nothing. Now, if you need another month, guess what, folks? You're going to pay another setup fee. That's right. Or there might be even less. It might be half of that, or like $125. Because if you're going to demo me out forever, you have to pay for that time to be on a server, because that server's gold to a lot of people. And you in there demoing, making no money for yourself or for the company, for that matter, holds no sense of reality, right? So this will get traded to Maxx, his live account, and then to your demo for a month, and then you may turn that on, and then to a whole bunch of other customers as well. And then the bots will be doing the same thing. Now, can you trade both of them? And the answer is yes. If your lots are low enough and the drawdown is acceptable to you, you could trade one, but you could follow both of them. It's very simple. Very, very simple. I'll show you how simple it is. If I log into my back office, this is my admin look, so you can't really see anything in here, and just let's look. But this is actual client EA. Okay, I got global restrictions turned off, because it's just straight one-to-one. But you can see I'm following the DexFX 3000, not the DexFX. I don't have access to that one on the regular one, but Trade Live with Maxx is I'm not following that signal. I can just click that little blue button and I could follow both of them. The DexFX 3000, let me look at this MT4 trading performance. You can see it. There we go. 1,440 pips at $654. Again, this is trading at multiple different levels of lots. Okay. See, MetaTrader 4 and Trading Live with Maxx. There it is. 91 pips for $10. It's not bad, right? Because remember, we're using 0.01. It's 10 cents a pip. So we got a little bit more money than that. Very nice, right? Not bad for a day. We had some drop down. Don't get me wrong. First couple of trades were winners, and then a couple were losers, of course. Get in my groove. Right? That's huge. 100 pips, 200 pips a day. Yeah. Right? Trading 20 days a month, 21 days a month. Yeah, you do the math. It should be called the Dex 2000. DexFX 2000 by Maxx. All right. So if you're prepared to jump over to DexFXcopy.com. Get the process, get the solution. If you want to know how to trade the system on what I'm doing, okay, go over to your Dex Trader, hit the Get Started button. Okay, Simply Forex. I know, 399 bucks. Holy crap, plus 97 bucks a month from there. Oh yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going over there. A lot of things to learn. Everything that I just did, how do you think I'm making the money that I'm making? How do you think I'm putting 100 pips, 200 pips on a day? By using that program, by using that mentality, that strategy. You got to get in there. It takes a month to learn. Do you understand? Now, once you're in there, you can make a payment plan and all that kind of good stuff. We have all of it, right? We got all of it. You want to learn how to trade? You want to be serious about it? You want to save $100 on that $399? Click that little button right there. Get a Simply Forex program. What does it mean? Well, you got to share some stuff on your Facebook page. If you could do that, you can knock $100 off. I'm paying you $100 to share this crap on your Facebook page. Are you kidding me? I'm giving you a $100 bill to go for your bill. Are you effing kidding me? That's amazing. You want payments? There's payments on there. Yeah. Pretty sick, right? But you're going to get in. You're going to start learning that process. You're going to start learning how to use the network. You're going to learn how to trade. Okay? And that's important. That's very, very important. Why? Because if you learn how to trade this on your own, you'll never need anybody. You have the monthly fees in there that pay for other things that are in there, like access to the webinars and the TV stuff that we're doing. You'll see me trading. You'll see me trading in these kind of formats. You get all the history. You get anything that we build from that point on. Yeah, it's pretty big. But if you learn how to trade, if you learn how to protect yourself, that's where the true power of trading comes in. I've been working at home now for 9 years. I've been a trader, full-time trader, making money, full-time trader now, 4 years straight. I took the complicated and made it simple. You have 3 choices. Do it yourself. Become a Simply Forex person. Work with us and do it on DexFX copy. Or simply don't trade. One of the 3 choices you got. All right, I got to get back to trading, building some stuff and getting some things hooked up. Stay tuned on this channel. We're firing off on Dex Trader, probably a few other places as well. If you're watching this video later on, if you're watching the rebroadcast of this, there might be some goodies in the description. Get yourself hooked up. If you have questions, hit the Contact Us page. Send us an email, send us a Skype, send us a phone call. That's right, I pick up the phone. Well, maybe not when I'm doing a webinar, but. All right. So I'm Max Farrow. This is DexFX, copy.com and DexTrader.com. I want to wish you all a great day. And of course, as always, trade well. We'll see you again. Take care.